Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Fred and Bono, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Bono's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar. Bono has been fitted with his very own training collar, and you will be instructed on how to use that during your lesson when you pick him up. Now Bono is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Bono heel. It's one of the few times in obedience training that we do use the dog's name, and Bono's job at that point is to stay even with Fred's left leg, not pulling at him or dragging him. And we're having to video inside today because of the weather, but those sits are automatic, so when you stop to talk to a neighbor when you're on a walk, he should be sitting nicely at your left waiting for his next command. The next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Fred uses his open flat of his left palm right in front of the dog's muzzle and the one-word firm command to stay. The long sit stay in basic obedience when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to his dog, he will walk all the way around him, returning all the way back around to heel position. He should remain seated until Fred gets back to his shoulders. So Fred's repeating the exercise because he has to complete his exercises the way they were taught. And that time he held his stay, and he gets a pat for praise, and Fred's going to run through the heel and the sit and the stay again for us. And you can see that Bono enjoys doing it. His tail is up and wagging. I don't think he's ever had a bad day, which is typical of golden retrievers. Fred leaves him in a stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. And again, the long sit stay is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. This time, instead of returning to his dog, Fred's going to call him in. That's the recall or the come on command. And then he has Bono get up and return to heel position. He walks all the way around Fred, returning back to heel and back sitting. Fred leaves him in another sit stay. And your sit stays are good to practice right in your living room. Helps to develop his focus and maturity. Fred calls him out of that exercise, has him come in. He sits when he approaches you instead of jumping all over you. Back to heel position and back sitting ready for his next command. And Fred is going to set up for the down commands, and there are 2 of them. The first one that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a heel position. Always have your dog sitting before you attempt to put him into a down. Bono's unsure of this floor because he's never been here at this building before. Fred uses his left hand straight down toward the ground on the one-word firm command to down, and then he leaves him in a stay. When you're practicing these exercises at home, the long down stay is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And again, great exercise to practice right in your living room. Put your training equipment on and practice right in the house. When Fred returns back to his dog, he will walk all the way around him, returning all the way back around to heel position for an additional distraction. Bono should remain lying down until he gets praised and gets another command. And they're going to demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. It's down from a heel position. Again, remember, always have your dog seated before you give them the down command. And this time, instead of returning back to his dog, Fred's going to call him in, have him sit right in front, and then return all the way back around to heel position and back sitting. Very nice job. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. These young sporting dogs really need this kind of exercise so that they exercise what's between their ears, which is what's getting them in trouble most of the time. Fred leaves him in a sit-stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and he drops him into a down from 6 feet away. Bono's going to put his own little twist on that down. Now we've demonstrated for you your heel, your automatic sit, your stay, your down from a distance, and your come. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with Bono. We're going to coach you and help you along so that you can live a long and healthy, happy life with this big guy. We've enjoyed having him, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.